is to build a bridge between Africa and Black America. There should be a bridge. There should be a relationship because there has not been that bridge, right? And so a part of what we do, we're building that bridge. We're building and establishing relationships so that African Americans can understand that you are supported and loved in Africa. You're not hated or despised in Africa. You are loved in Africa. And this relationship that we need to have will benefit both of us. We need each other. Africans need Black Americans need Africans. And the highest educated group of people that enter America, that immigrate to America, are Nigerian. They have the highest level of education and they have the greatest success rate in entrepreneurship. Africans, not Europeans, but Africans. Truth is that most Africans that show up in America, most of them do well. Because what has happened in America, there's a lot that Americans take for granted. There's a lot of opportunity that is there that most Americans don't. They take it for granted and they don't go after it. So when Africans show up in America, they say, what?
All right, it's your boy Kev Kelly once again. You're on the Man, Kings, and Queens talk show. And beside me, I got
Shiloh, Smooth Shiloh, the original one.
And the beautiful lady in the house.
Hey guys, it's your girl Vanice Girl Vibes, aka V.
And again, I have a special guest in the house.
The Big Jane.
Please let's welcome Mr. Cedric Singleton.
Thank you.
Applause.
The CEO of Black Market Records. You know what it is. Shiloh, what do you think about this? The fact that we have the big man in the house.
That guy? Mm-hmm. I feel I'm him.
The presence is here. tap the anointing.
Let me tell you a little bit.
Tap the anointing.
Let me tell you a little bit that you don't talk about this gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
He has been in this industry for the longest time possible. And he has worked and been patient with both the poor and the most talented artists. He respects everybody's hustle. If he can come down to Africa and say, hey, let me go and help and groom these young Africans without experience to bring them to the level of making international music, to have international acclaim, I think that guy deserves respect.
Mm-hmm.
So, in my presence here, I have the CEO of Black Market Records, one of the most successful record companies, working in Africa, hustling in not just for their self-interest, but in the interest of the artists and every person who works with them as well.
Yeah.
That's why I respect this gentleman.
You're already tapping in the anointing. Mr. Cedric Singleton.
Yeah, what's up?
How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
You're looking fresh.
Oh, thank you.
Like for real, you're really looking fresh.
Thank you.
We glad to have you on the show.
Mm-hmm.
How I believe you in Uganda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where do you spend most of the time? The States?
No, I spend most of my time in Africa. I spend about maybe 20% of my time in America, and then the rest of it is in Africa. Split mostly between Kenya and Uganda.
I wanted to dive into, a small question. Mm-hmm. America, yeah. Mm-hmm. I heard someone tweet on social media. I know it was saying, why is it that many Americans say the U.S. is horrible, is a horrible bit? Mm-hmm. So many people from other countries in Africa, so many people from other countries in Africa dream of living in the U.S. Mm-hmm. and yet Americans say that the U.S. they actually find a hard time staying there. Mm-hmm. How relevant is that? Comment?
I think America is the greatest country in the world, and but the experience of Africa is a different experience, right? And I understand why if I spent my entire life in Africa, why I would want to go to America, because I would feel the same way too. Because I had spent my entire life in America and I wanted to see something different. I wanted to see what Africa had in store for me. And so I don't say that a person should not go to America, but there's opportunity also right here in Africa. So you don't necessarily have to go to America for opportunity. There's opportunity everywhere here in Africa. I would beg to venture there's more opportunity here in Africa than in America. Because once you get to America, you're going to find that mostly everything has been done. It's finished. And you're going to have to really compete in the American marketplace, and it is really competitive. But here in Africa, there's so many things that are not done. One man's problem is another man's opportunity.
Oh, true. True. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, what?
Totally.
Yeah, you know what? It's just like in trading. Whether it's going up or down, someone's making money of something.
You know, it's funny how many people in, I'll speak for Uganda because we in Uganda right now. You find many, most especially the girls say, if I go to the States, there I'ma be rich. Yeah. But you find that it's way different. Ain't I think it's just like a mentality or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's so special in the States that it ain't here in Uganda? Mr. Said.
Well, let me tell you, in America, like I said, I've been to a lot of different places in the world, and everywhere that I go, there are people who are trying to get to America. It's not just Africa. When I'm in Cuba, people will try to swim 90 miles. They will risk everything by walking 3,000 miles to get to America. There's something special about America. I cannot lie. America represents a lot of opportunity. If you're willing to work hard, there are people who will support you in the American system. But America's not perfect either. There's a lot of problems with America, right? And some people can thrive in the American system, and some people cannot. So that's what I would have to say about America. America, to me, again, is the greatest country in the world.
So there are people that can go to America right now and they don't thrive at all.
There's some people, but the truth is that most Africans that show up in America, most of them do well. Because what has happened in America, there's a lot that Americans take for granted. There's a lot of opportunity that is there that most Americans don't. They take it for granted and they don't go after it. So when Africans show up in America, they say, what? They take advantage of the opportunity because they have worked really hard to get there. Okay. They didn't go there to play. So most of the guys that I met from Africa, those guys worked hard. They didn't play like we Americans did. They came to America, and they were not playing. They were the ones who had the best performances academically. Most Africans show up in America, and most of them all do well because the opportunity is there that, again, Americans take for granted. Most of your highest educated group of people that enter America, that immigrate to America, are Nigerian. They have the highest level of education, and they have the greatest success rate in entrepreneurship. Africans, not Europeans, but Africans.
How true is this tweet? I saw a tweet. Someone saying black people in America find it hard complying with the officers that are there. How true is that?
Well, there is systemic racism in the police department in America. There's a systemic racism in the Justice Department. So it's not just the police. Yeah. It is the judges. It is the probation officers. It is there's lawyers. It's throughout the entire fabric of America. There is racism. But in America also, you'll find people who are not racist. You'll find people who will support you. So the simplify and understanding of a country is a disservice. There's a broad spectrum of everything. You'll find good people there. You'll find bad people. In Africa, you'll find good people. You'll find bad people. You find people who will try to take from you, and you find people who will try to support you. It's the same thing. It is a part of being human. If you go to China, it's the same thing. There are good people there and there are bad people there. And America is no different.
Yeah, suppose let's say I'm a black man in the US, and I don't want to get caught up in this racism kind of a conflict, or the politics of racism, and I don't want to say the whites are bad,
Yeah.
or the blacks are not good, or that kind of stuff, and I just want to play my game clean. Would it be unfair for the black community in the US?
No, I think that anybody that uses racism as an excuse, I think it's an excuse. But there have been so many people who have succeeded. There are some people who will fail, who will fall for the tricks of racism. And so as a community, we just have to do a better job of guiding and directing people around those traps. There are so many traps in America for people who are not aware. And so as a community, sometimes in America, we fail the younger generation by not guiding them. Yeah. And so as a community, we are to blame. I would never say or blame racism for anything. It may be the reason, but I won't use that excuse.
Okay, so do Black Lives Matter, or also, of course, white lives only matter?
Well, no, with the whole notion of Black Lives Matter is that in America, there are so many reminders that throughout your life as a black person that your life may not matter. It does not seem to matter to police who commit crimes against civilian black people. And so for that reason, the statement that Black Lives Matter is a statement that basically says our lives matter also. Not to say that because my life matters, your life doesn't matter. Yeah. We just have to constantly remind ourselves, and we have to remind those people in America that our lives matter as well.
Yes. You know how long you've been in Africa? You know how long you've been in Africa?
Yes.
Do you really think, based on what you saw, the structures, the dilapidated, the developing, the coming up projects, the upcoming projects, do you really think colonialism is to blame for the African poverty at the moment?
Well, I think colonialism plays a role in the difficulties of Africa, but hopefully with the younger leadership, with less corruption, Africa will thrive. I think that one of the biggest problems of Africa is corruption.
Yeah.
And so with corruption, your society will be corrupt. There will be money spent on things that it should not be spent on. And as young democracies, countries have to learn how to do a better job in managing corruption. So that's what I would say about Africa. It's not colonialism is something that that countries still have to pay debts. And so money that tends to go towards foreign countries and not spent in the country causes the country to lag behind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
sure.
like Mr. Cedric, like why do you think the democracy is failing to deliver economic growth in Africa?
Well, I don't think it's a democracy is a problem. It is opportunity. It is people investing money into the country. Like say, if you want to invest in roads, then why don't you invest in roads and have that money show up on the road and not show up in somebody's house or the cars that they drive, right? It should show up in the development of the country. Africa is one of the most educated places in the world, right?
Yeah.
But what happens when kids graduate from university and there are no jobs, right? Because that entrepreneurial thing, the government, I think, should play a role in developing private industry. It should play a role in making sure that the talented people of Africa stay in Africa. They should be rewarded. They should not want to go to America. They should be able to earn a decent living and live a decent lifestyle here in Africa.
Yeah, you remember during the COVID time, there's a time you're trying to help government of Uganda, for instance. I don't know about the other countries, but the ones that something I knew literally, you're trying to help the government of Uganda access a more affordable, low-cost immunization
COVID tests.
Yeah, COVID tests.
Yeah.
What were the hurdles you faced in general perspective what else you'd have done in that time.
Well, I had some friends in America who had some really quick result COVID tests. Back then it would take a long time. They had rapid results. It's just who it is that you present it to, right? You can't present it to people because everybody is trying to make money off of the deal, and that caused things to fall apart.
Yes.
It's not the interest of the country. It's all a selfish thing that people are looking at how much money can I make from this, not the fact that the COVID test will help to make things move faster.
Yeah, because I remember that time it was really a hard time,
Yes.
And you are so faithful to the African community, trying to help them access low cost health saving, life saving, health materials, and it was really heart touching.
Yes.
And then you had projects you are planning to carry out in Africa, and that's why I'm saying, okay, we faced that kind of thing. Now, how smart should someone? What should someone know? What are the commandments? Let's say like 4 commandments.
The
4 commandments an Afro-American investor would like to know or to obey before they come down into Africa to carry out every kind of project they want. What are the 4 commandments? They don't exist, but try to kind of.
I would say commandment number 1: build a team in Africa.
Okay.
I would say if your team has to be African based too, because it is a different thing for me to go and try to conduct business in Uganda as opposed to a Ugandan trying to conduct business in Uganda. And so you have to build a local base and a local family or community for your businesses to thrive. You have to also too be consulted by local Ugandans so that you can understand how the game is played, right? You can understand how the game is played. And 3, you are going to have to work very hard in this environment. And number 4, it is not going to be easy.
Yeah, and number 5, do not forget this one. It's always good to contact or consult somebody who has been there before you.
Yes.
And in this case, it's Cedric
right
Singleton.
now.
So like saying, like as an African American, like is it would you currently like rather suffer racism in some like in the States out there rather than underdeveloped countries like here in Africa? Like
I think sometimes being outside of Africa, when people speak of racism, this perspective is kind of bad because even though I've seen racism, it has not stopped me, right? It has not, it just meant that I had to take a different route, right? It's not a impassable barrier, right? I think that you just have to outsmart. My thoughts are, if once somebody gives you the rules to the game, you should learn how to play the game based on those rules. Sure. And so if racism is a component of America, then don't let it stop you because there are ways around that.
Yeah.
So don't be a fool.
yeah.
Yeah, don't fail because of racism. You should achieve because of racism.
Yeah.
That brings me to what's your perception? What's your perception of when you see a white man trying to act as a black man? I've seen a couple movies, where I've watched a movie called Bodied, where a white dude was trying to find a proof of saying the word nigga, and then today morning I was watching Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and this guy, the black dude, finds white dudes singing a song that has nigga in it, and then he like, holla, you ain't allowed to say nigga. I mean, you're not supposed to say nigga. So what's your perception?
Well, first of all, my perception of that word is that I think we as black people have given that word too much power. It's just a word. It doesn't mean
actually,
anything.
you say it's just a word.
It's just a word, bro. I mean, tell me a word that you can say to white people that makes them cringe. What is that word? Now, how are we as a people consider ourselves to be a strong people and we are broken down by a word? I'll start to say F that word, but the word means absolutely nothing to me. White people can say it, yellow people can say it. It just doesn't move me either way. I think one of the biggest mistakes that we have made as black people in America is giving that word power. Let me tell you this story.
All right.
I was here in Africa, and a white guy got really angry at some African staff here in Africa, and he pulled out the word nigger. He called the guy a nigger.
Yeah.
And you know what effect it had? Nothing. That word meant absolutely nothing to the African guy.
Because he knew nothing.
It had no power, right?
Yeah.
So white people go to that word. They go to that word because they think it's going to hurt black people, right?
Yeah.
And black people have shown them years and years that if they use this word, we're going to protest. We're going to do over a damn word.
And guess what? You know something about that? Here in Africa, when someone says they think that is
It's cool.
It's cool,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the hood, you know what I mean?
Well, let me tell you though, the look on the white guy's face when he got no reaction from nobody was priceless. It was priceless. It
Because
didn't
he's
work.
probably expecting the
He
reaction.
was expecting him to crumble because he used the word. And the
What did
guy
he
was
say?
just like, you didn't say what? You didn't say anything.
Yeah.
What is that?
And I tell you, the
had-
fact is, you see, is I think it also comes down to the thing before she comes up with the next stuff. You know, the way we market our weaknesses is really on the wrong note.
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why Africans like to go to the US or other countries that are a bit low privileged like to go to the US is because of the marketing and because the way the system is set in place and what they market. Hollywood, McDonald's, everything is big, everything is nice, and everything is good. And they say, hey, you have the right. And then how someone can speak up to a court, I have the right. How they speak up to cops, you know, that is not there in Africa. You can't walk up to a police guy and tell him that I have the
right.
I'll lock you.
Right. And in America, only white people could do that.
Yeah.
Black people can't do that. White people can.
Why is it
white
so?
people can because the white people have what they call white privilege. They have the ability to talk back to the police. They have the ability to fight the police and survive.
Okay.
Black people can't do those things, right? Because why?
What causes all this?
Because they fear us.
Okay.
They fear the myth of the black man. They fear the myth of the black man sexually. They
Yeah.
fear the myth of the black man's power, right? They fear black people. So anytime they come into contact with black people, they are
The R
afraid.
is intimidating.
They're intimidated
So
by
they
us.
will do all those kind of
they
things.
they will over exaggerate their reaction based on their. Sometimes I give those guys an excuse, a pass, because they haven't had no experience with black people. Because if you had any experiences with black people, you would not fear black people. You would understand that black people are just like you are.
Yeah.
Just like my experiences with white people. I don't fear. I'm not intimidated by white people. I say they're just like everybody else.
Yeah, sure.
There's sometimes in Africa, the myth of the white man in Africa is great. It's a great thing. They think white people are better.
Yeah.
And I have been up close and personal, and they are not.
Okay.
They are not better.
Yeah.
They have done a great job of promoting themselves. They have, and now Africa should be doing the same thing. Now through our music, through film, through our media, we can change the narrative that how we see ourselves. Malcolm X said the greatest, the worst thing white people ever did was to teach us to hate ourselves. And so you find that self-hatred. I see it in Africa also, when there's a preference for anything that is white. They prefer this white guy. They prefer this white woman over black people. I just don't agree with
I
that.
tell you something about that. Let me tell you the other side of the story. Underground, what happens is that you see there are a couple of Africans who have benefited from these white folks. Like you get a lady who has no hair or heiress over her property, and then she'll give this orphan or a street boy or some poor privileged guy in Africa, sign her most of her inheritance or her money or her wealth. In case she dies, it goes to this man, to the community. So there are few, probably less than a handful of that, but they've actually worked in marketing the white
No, they tell their own stories, and I think what we do as Black people, we allow other people to tell our stories. I think that is changing, right? You see our stories being told by us. If you allow somebody else to tell your story, then you're a sucker, right? You're a sucker to let somebody else tell your narrative, because in that story, they're always going to make themselves look better.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have to do a better job of telling our own stories. We have to tell our own narratives. We have to be the creators of our own image, and that image has to be an image that Black is beautiful. Black people are the most beautiful people in the world. They're the most talented and most intelligent and most creative. They're the strongest people God has ever created, and that has to be our narrative. It can't be anything less than that. We can never place anybody above us, and you are a fool if you ever place anybody above you.
Yeah, true.
No matter what they are or who they are.
Yeah. Yeah, so like Cedric, we all know that you're the man. You've been to a couple of states and all that. But like, have you seen 1 billion of Africans like out there when we're not in Africa, but they're in the States and all that?
Yeah, America has about 50, 60, 70 million Black people. And anytime that the playing field has been even or fair, Black people excel.
Okay.
You can see that in music, because they're, when artists go and create, it's a fair playing field. When they compete in athletics, it's always when that guy walks up to that starting line and that gun goes off, there's no more racism. It's the best man shall win. And so sometimes there are people who try to gain an advantage and use racism. They use their advantage to try to advance their own selves. And they advance the selves of others. And another thing that what we have to do as Black people is we have to work together.
Yeah.
You cannot win in things if you're doing it by yourself, right?
Yeah.
I would rather help my friends succeed, because now I have successful friends, right?
Yeah.
There are people who that I have given opportunity to shoot music videos years and years ago. Those guys are now big filmmakers. And these are the same people who are my friends in my network. And so we have to get out of this selfish mentality that only I can succeed. No, it's okay for everyone to succeed. There's enough room for everyone to succeed. And so we should support each other. We shouldn't stop trying to knock the other guy down or trying to make it hard for him to succeed, because it does not mean you can't succeed. It's good for this guy to succeed. There's still room for you to succeed. It's not only one successful person. There could be 1,000 successful people. We have to have a mentality of there is more than enough than a mentality of lack.
Yeah. So have you noticed one thing about Mr. Singleton? Team. Teamwork. Yeah.
I'm liking that teamwork.
And you see something he's been feeding us all good information. But there's a thing of, hey, you guys come join me in Africa. This can work.
Yeah.
That is really a good thing.
There's a thing too that I have always, a part of my mission here is to build a bridge between Africa and Black America. There should be a bridge. There should be a relationship, because there has not been that bridge, right? And so a part of what we do, we're building that bridge. We're building and establishing relationships so that African Americans can understand that you are supported and loved in Africa. You're not hated or despised in Africa. You are loved in Africa. And this relationship that we need to have will benefit both of us. We need each other. Africans need Black Americans need Africans. And from that understanding, the world is ours.
Yeah, the world is ours.
Yeah. Mr. Sad, I have you Black American, and we have in a situation where we have a rampant case of drugs that flow within America. Yeah. And we were having a tweet here that says that why does someone was asking, why does crack affect the white folks appearance so much compared to Black people's? Actually, I heard the saying that crack is a white man's drug.
No, it's the opposite. crack is a drug that is a very cheap drug, and it has destroyed a large sector of Black America, not white America.
No white America.
Not white America. It is crack has been really devastating to the Black community in America.
Is it sponsored in the Black community in America?
Yes, it is. It has.
I think-
Its effect is
deliberate.
getting smaller. But what you're talking about currently, there's a epidemic of fentanyl.
Okay.
That is the drug that is destroying white America because it is a drug that people are using, and it is deadly. I think it kills about 100,000 Americans every year.
Damn.
100,000 will die from fentanyl problem. And so that drug has been devastating to America, mostly white America. But there are Black people who are getting caught up in that as well.
But
So,
the
like-
percentage is lower.
They're lower, yes.
What could be the cause of people consuming this drug, regardless of the dangers?
Drugs are something that has been a part of the world, and it's like very few countries don't have a drug problem. The reason why a lot of people here in Africa just done that because it's not here, right? It has not made it here, and so the government has done a really good job of trying to stop it from getting here. But the use of drugs is something that is a part of the human experience and the human condition.
Yeah.
And so that's just the way it is. That people use drugs everywhere.
Yeah, so like Cedric, before we wrap up this whole thing, you know that there is something that's been going through my head and all that. So I want to ask you this question, like specifically, like Mrs. Cedric, are you a passport bro? Are you a passport bro?
Am I a passport, bro? What is that?
Passport bro, I mean, who get attracted to ladies in other like foreign countries,
Oh,
other.
yeah. I think the women of Africa are incredible. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Yeah. Yes, the women of Africa are something. I was like,
man.
yes,
You know, Africans are winning this.
yeah. Africa winning.
It's a lady who's just asked that question. Don't forget.
I know, right?
You know what it means.
No.
Hakuna Matata.
Ain't no worries.
Hakuna Matata. By the way, you need to remember this is sponsored by Black Market Records today,
Yeah.
special edition.
And
also
peaceful home care.
Yeah.
Yeah, Virginia, excelling care, improving lives, you know, for hospitality.
Yeah,
So, by the way, Cedric has given out his heart, and there is much more he can deliver to you if you DM him, inbox him, follow him up on social media on the handles below
Yeah.
on the screen right now. So, you guess what? I just want to ask Cedric one last small question.
Yeah.
Is there any place better than Africa?
Absolutely not.
Nah.
You got it.
It's a no-go.
Oh my God, my producers, please give us applause. Applause to the African. He's so beautiful. Well, actually, guys, don't forget, man.
Are you serious? Can you go in for a passport bro like me? I'm a passport.
You ain't a passport, bro.
Yeah, she actually says she does black, she don't do white.
What's about me that you don't like?
Passport, bro, don't do. You can't do your fellow like nationality. You
Are you
ain't
sure?
passport, bro. Like if you
Guys.
didn't get me.
I'm not Ugandan, really.
Mm-mm.
Nah.
Hello.
Hello.
The name itself, you know. Are you Kev? You must have told us certain things. You see. Now, Cedric, these people think I'm Ugandan.
Yeah, I know. We know. We know you from. We know
Guys,
you from
once again-
Brooklyn.
Once again, this the Kings, the man, Kings and Queens talk show. The
Men
no,
at work,
yeah, the men. Of course, the men at work. We are working full
And you have a
day,
single
20,
lady
20,
right
24
here.
hours.
Here, there's
Yeah,
a
we got a
single
queen.
lady.
She ain't just a lady. She a queen.
you know.
She a queen.
Please don't forget,
Guys.
Mina Walk is our YouTube channel. Keep on liking, subscribing, sharing, and leaving a comment. Where you find a topic you want us to talk about, just leave in a comment. I will dive into there.
And